5. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here today, then why haven't you subscribed? Because you know what time it is. The girlie is ready for you guys to subscribe. I am back with a story time that I should have told you guys months ago. But the reason why I actually didn't tell it months ago is because the first time I shot it, I realized that my mic wasn't on. The second time I shot it, I wasn't happy with how my makeup looked. And now this is the third and final take. And if I don't make it through this, then my bad, yo, we tried. Anyway, guys, I am back with another story time. I'm so excited to tell this because it happened while I was in Spain. And for those of you guys who actually watched my vlogs of me being overseas, you guys would see that you guys have experienced and saw what happened. Now I'm about to actually tell the story of how it came about that this elderly couple actually attempted to steal my purse. And now the reason we're convinced it's them is because one, we found everything in my purse that was missing, one, but two, I think they got scared when the authorities got involved or when we threatened the authorities to get involved. I think that's when they realized, oh no, this ain't finna work in our favor. But anyway, guys, without rambling too much, let me jump right into the story. Let me check if my boyfriend's calling me. Oh, I'm so tired. I just filmed another video, but I thought I was gonna film 4, but it looks like, according to me wanting hub right now, I might just not. Let me jump right into it, right? So you guys know that earlier this year, I decided to go on a trip, right? By the way, guys, woo! Yo, guys, let me tell you guys how that trip came about. Hey. Let me tell you how this trip actually came about, right? So for those who have been following me for a really long time on social media, I met this guy earlier this year at Bacardi, and for story's sake, I'm gonna call him Frank. And you know, we met and it was beautiful, it took off. And one of the things that he told me in the interim of our relationship was that he wanted to go to this event called Afro Nation. And I was like, hey man, I've never been out the country with my parents, right? I really haven't. Every time I go out the country, it's been with my parents. I've never been out the country with a boy. I've only been to Cape Town, Durban at most, maybe even Harties. No, not even Harties. Cape Town and Durban, Shap. And the only guy that I'd ever went on a trip with was Drake, essentially. So he was telling me about Afro Nation. It's this big festival, and earlier this year it was going to be held in Portugal, and I was like, ooh, that sounds like fun. I'd like to go. You know, I was finally in a point where I was financially stable enough that if I wanted to go, I could just book my flights, book my accommodation, and go. So he had asked me like, hey dude, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I'd love to go, you know what I mean? So while we were talking about it, it's neither here nor there. One day he surprises me with a ticket to Afro Nation, right? Then I tweet all about it, you know, it's got the people going, it gets the people going, it's provocative, you know, it gets the people going. Cool. He buys me a ticket to Afro Nation. And then when he buys me a ticket to Afro Nation, he also tells me like, hey, so he had already booked for himself, meaning he had booked his accommodation, like provisionally booked it, and then bought his ticket, right? So he went and bought me a ticket. So that's all he had in that time, just the accommodation and the 2 tickets. And you know, I was so grateful, so sweet, whatever. And then he was talking about, now he is a big fan of Spain, and he was talking about how he wanted to maximize the trip. He was like, oh man, it would be so nice. No, he didn't say it would be so nice. He was like, he was thinking that it would make more sense if we're gonna go overseas. Let's actually go to more than one place. So let's actually make it like a, you know, go to Europe. Not just go to Portugal in, out. Let's actually make it a Europe thing. And I was like, that's actually brilliant. That's smart. Makes all the sense in the world. This, that, and the third, yada, yada, yada. Fine. So now he's provisionally booked Portugal. And now what he hasn't obviously gone into is Spain. Okay, so one day we go to flight center, fine, they break it down, alright, okay. To stay here, this is how much it's gonna cost, yada yada. So now him and I, we're cut from 2 different cloths, right? And when I say that, I mean there's absolutely nothing wrong with what he likes, but there's also nothing wrong with what I like, right? Absolutely nothing wrong, I'm fine with that. And now one of the absolutely nothing wrong things that occurred is that I've traveled with my parents, right? Meaning that we travel differently, you know, like without sounding like a dick or whatever, like I don't want to settle in certain instances. Like if I'm going overseas, I'm not going to settle when it comes to how I get overseas, you know. Like I've always said that if I'm going to fly, I'm flying Emirates, and I'm a big Emirates fan. I'm a big Emirates advocate. Like always been with my family. Fly Emirates one way or the other, this and the third. That's great, that's good. It is what it is. Now he is more on the conservative side as a person. So because this was obviously our first trip together planning, we had to go to Flight Center. For anyone who's asking how I went about when it came to the overseas trip, went to Flight Center, we sat down, we weighed out our options. I was also like, hey man, if you're gonna get us a hotel, please get us something that's internationally recognized. Hey guys, hey, bending our phone is stress, don't judge me. Now the thing is, I've went with my parents, so I went to another part of the country in a different manner. So because this was my first time going alone, I still wanted to keep to the same standard. Hi Gabi, not to be weird. Like I wasn't gonna Airbnb, like we're not gonna do that. I'm going to a hotel. And also, I don't want to be paying for cleanup services. I don't want to be doing all that bullshit. I don't want to be getting trafficked. I don't want my clothes getting stolen. Like, you know, I've heard really weird things about Airbnbs. I've heard like how the owners watch you and how, and the one thing, I've never even been in an Airbnb in Johannesburg. So the one thing I was not going to do is be in an Airbnb overseas. That's just, it was not, no. We went to Flight Center. I wanted to be in a hotel, and one of the things was he wanted us to spend a few days in Spain and then go to Portugal, right? And he kept emphasizing like, yeah, I want to go to Spain. I really liked it. He wanted to go to he got the stuff from Mallorca. Yo, guys. A story time within a story time. That's fine. I'm never actually going to talk about this again because I actually don't want to get into how frustrated I became throughout this thing. But now he wanted to go to Spain, ne? And I was like, okay, if you want us to go to Spain, dog, we need to book. Like, we need to do it now. Because the thing is, Afro Nation is on its own weekend, which you've provisionally booked even before you met me. And now you want to go to Spain. And now if you want to go to Spain, we need to make it happen now. Okay. Fine. Okay. Fine. So we go to Flight Center, we weigh out all our costs. So now, there and back, Emirates, alongside our hotel, was going to be plus minus 60K. So, your fave takes out 40K. Mallela, there was nothing wrong at the time that was going on. This is not the story that I want to tell. This is a story time on its own, but I'll never tell the story time. But anyway, Indaida, the coupe imali, and then he takes out the remaining 20. Ne? Cool. Sharp. No problem. Because now the thing is, we work in different industries. Now, I don't expect him to have a chunk of money chilling like that, but at the time it just so happened conveniently that I had that chunk of money chilling like that. So I was like, I bet, sweet, to cover this Boma 65 inyana, I'm gonna take out 40 and he's going to take out 20. Even I think I took out 45. Yeah, I took out 45. It's fine, guys. Get that thing sola. What's about qualifying? Hey. But it's neither here nor there. I pay for the flights and I pay for our flights from here to Spain, and then I pay for our flights from Portugal to South Africa. So South Africa to Spain and Portugal to South Africa. Now bear in mind, he took out the 20, so that he took out just a little under for his flights, and then I just paid like a huge bulk of it. So that's the flights and where we were staying, which was the Marriott. Fine. Cool, no problem, because he had already provisionally covered Portugal, and then he paid for the other modes of transport in between. But now in that defense, it was because I wanted to go to Emirates and I wanted to go to a proper hotel and I didn't want to settle. So that's why I was like, if it means not settling, then I would rather fork out the money as opposed to not wanting to settle but at the expense of whose money. Exactly. That was stupid. That wouldn't have made sense. So we go to Spain, we get there, the flight is great, we get to Spain, everything is good, we don't lose our luggage, it's a great flight. Kudos to Emirates for just always being an amazing experience when it comes to flights. We get there and then we go to our hotel, the Marriott. We check in, everything is nice. The first day, everything is great. We check in, put our luggage down, and then we decide we're gonna go drink and then meet up with his friends. And then we ended up going out. And let me just say, the nightlife in Europe is so amazing. It is so safe. I can hold my phone like this at 2 o'clock in the morning and no one's gonna try to snatch it out of my hand. It is so safe. We can walk like 3, 4, 6 blocks out. Like, that's how safe it actually is in Europe. Like, oh, well, at least in Spain. It was so safe to a point where I think I enjoyed my experience in Spain than I did in Portugal, because in Portugal it was just a drink, wake up, drink, wake up. In Spain we got to do things, wine tasting, check out Barcelona, I wanted to luxury shop. You know, there was just a lot of things. I got to buy my parents gifts, like I bought my mom Doc Martens and I bought my dad that Barcelona top, you know, things like that. So there was a lot more time to try out foods, to just enjoy, you know, look for hubbly places, walk like 10, 11 kilometers per day. That's how much walking we did in Spain. So, okay, fine. One of the other modes of transport that we took was the train. So from our hotel, the train station was right next to our hotel, which was so convenient. And I'm grateful actually that we were at that hotel, because it was out from the Barcelona city center, so Plaza de Catalunya, which is where Barcelona city central is. So when you took the train, we would end at, I think, Sant Juan, which was right next to the Marriott, which was more like in central suburban. So now imagine going from central Sandton to like taking a train to Pretoria, but like suburban Pretoria, so like the nice part, so maybe like Brooklyn or Waterkloof or whatever, I don't know. So we would take the train to the hotel, we'd come back at 2, 3 in the morning. Guys, it would be so safe, there'd be Wi-Fi everywhere. So on the second day, I actually lost my bank card on the second day that we were in Spain. The first day we went out, everything was fine, we got drunk, it was nice. The second day, now I had forgotten a purse. I'm so like glad that I didn't take any of my luxury purses, because should anything have happened, I haven't insured any of them. Well, now I have, but at the time I hadn't insured any of them. So should I have lost like my LV purse or like my Gucci purse, I would have died, dog, you know? So on the second day, I had just taken like a purse, which was like a carry-on holding your purse, but it didn't have like a handle. So it was always in my hand or next to me. Morning, we set up for the day. We decided we're gonna go to Plaza de Catalunya. We're gonna go check out some stores. We're gonna go like, you know, check out some restaurants, maybe see what we can get for our parents and have a good day. So fine, we leave the hotel. It's in the morning. This is right after breakfast. So like imagine 11:30, 12. You know, it's scorching hot. It's like a scorching hot is like 10 a.m. because the sun that side sets at like 10 in the evening. Cool. Get into the train. Now the train has different carriages, you know? Like there's this carriage, this carriage, this carriage. Now, on the second day that we got into the train, we were in the carriage that was so empty because it comes from this other place and then it passes, comes to San Juan, but then the last stop is Plaza de Catalunya. So we get into one of the carriages that remains like, it was so empty. There were like maybe a total of like 9, 10 people in there. And it can take up to like what? 20, 25 people in a carriage. So there were like 10 people and we were all separated, split, sitting in different places. It just so happened that it wasn't full that day. I think it was because we landed on I don't know why, but it wasn't a work day. It was probably a work day, but it's just that we got on at 11:30 in the morning. No one would be there. Cool. So we get in and we sit. And then we realize that we're sitting next to the disabled part of the train. Right? Guys, you know what? I actually think that if we had better safety this side, like if we didn't have so much theft corruption, like a lot of like danger in South Africa, and we had efficient trains, we would actually take trains, because I realized how nice it was to be able to take a train and not worry about a car. Like you can take a train and it puts you like here, you walk 2 like miles and you're there. I don't know how many miles there are, so let me just say you walk just like half a kilometer and you're there. I don't know if that amounts to 2 miles, it's probably less. 2, 3, 4 kilometers and you're there, you know? So we get into the train and we're sitting at the back of the train. Everybody is there towards the front. Then we realize the train has got blue seats, we're sitting on the red, meaning we're sitting on disabled. Now, at the time, there were no disabled people in the train. So it's safe for disabled and elderly people and anybody who just kind of maybe has, you know, something wrong, elderly, whatever. So let's just say elderly and disabled. It's safe for those 2 people. So essentially when we realized we were sitting, well, it wasn't actually me, it was Frank. When Frank realized we were sitting, he wanted to move. And I was just irritated because I was like, there's no one in the train, we can just sit. And we had seen how everyone could sit anywhere. Like Europeans are just very like nonchalant about things. Like unless there was an elderly or a disabled person, anybody could sit anywhere essentially. So he moves there and I'm sitting here. And then he urges me like, hey, come, you know? Or like he looks at me on some, oh, and then after that, he points to the top, and then that's when I realize I'm sitting on disabled. That's why I have to move, just out of courtesy. So I get up and I move, not realizing that I had put my little purse next to me. Now that purse had my bank card, it had my room card, it had my lip glosses, it had, you know, my little spray, like it just had everything that I needed, but the only important thing that was in there was my bank card. Thank fucking God. So okay, fine, I go and I sit with him. And then, right after I go sit with him, like 2 minutes after I sit, the train stops. Like as in, right after I walk to him, then I sit, then it goes, then we hear, then it stops. Then these 2 elderly folk get in, like these 2 almost like Filipino looking elderly couple comes and they sit where we were sitting. Ne? It hasn't hit me that my bag is still missing. It hasn't hit me. They come and they sit where we were sitting. And then they've got these big bags. They have those bags that are like Basotho or whatever. You see those bags. They come with this big one. And then the other lady is holding this big luggage bag. This elderly couple. How no you want no whatever the case may be. I also find out no, my bag is missing at this point. Right after they get in and the train moves, a minute and a half after, as I'm on my phone, I'm looking for my lip gloss. And I'm like, fuck, where is my purse? Now I'm looking around. Frank looks around and I'm like, dude, did I give it to you? He's like, no, you didn't. And I'm like, look in your bag. He opens his bag. He closes his bag. He opens it again just to make sure that he opened it the first time. He opens it again, closes it again. There's nothing in the bag. Now we're looking around. We're standing up. Like you see, we're trying to, you know when you lose something and you're just so in shock, you start looking underneath when you know that it never even fell to begin with. That's what we're doing. Like we're frantically looking and everyone is obviously just staring at us. Now there's a total of like 12 people. Now bear in mind, there are other people that came out the carriage. So there's still more or less 10 people in a carriage of like 25 people. And that 2 elderly couple who had such heavy bags. We look around, realize, hey dude, we don't have this bag. And I'm like, hey, I had this bag when you were sitting. When you called me, I had just taken out a hand cream because my hands were ashy. Like I have this really bad thing of my hands being ashy here, and it's one of like my pet peeves. If my hands are ashy like this, that's when I know I'm ashy. So I'm like, I took out a hand cream. And he's like, are you sure you didn't leave it there? You know, and I'm like, it must be there because where would it be? We look underneath. Now, the thing about these chairs is that there's nothing underneath the chairs. So if you look down and you do this, you can see from one part to the train to the end. You can see everything on the train. Everything is just open. Now, everyone is asking us, are you okay? I'm like, I'm stressed now. Now I'm stressed because I'm in a foreign country. My bank card is missing. All my money is in there. A large chunk of my motherfucking money is in my bank card. Without my bank card, Dienz Antoni. And now that bank card was the tap one. No, it actually wasn't. It was. Guys, now I'm getting really agitated. I'm looking around. I keep looking in the same place thrice. And then I'm like, dude, I know I left it by the disabled table or the disabled seat, right? So I go up to this couple and I ask them, hi, sorry, did you see a gold bag? It was rose gold. Like, no, hi, me no comprendo. And I'm like, yay. I'm like, gold purse. Did you see gold purse next to you? Now these people are sitting quiet, but it's so. Babang, they're just like, so when I go to them, the mom starts getting agitated, right? I'm like, hi, sorry, gold purse. Like, no. I'm like, could you please move so I can see what's going on, you know? So obviously they don't understand what I'm saying because obviously they're Spanish, ne? I'm like, hi, gold purse, da da da. So this other girl who luckily can speak English comes up to us like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I was sitting here with my purse in the train. It was right here next to me. I took out my hand cream, I put on my lip gloss, and then when we moved, this couple sat, and now I noticed that it's missing. So now she tells everyone in Spanish, and now everyone in the train, except this two elderly couple, start looking for my purse. Everyone is looking around, everyone is standing, everyone is out touching their pockets. Everyone is like, me no comprendo, me no see. And now the thing is, whilst the train is going, it's making stops, but no one is getting into our carriage. Conveniently, no one is getting in and out of our carriage. Meaning, like it made like one stop before this couple. Meaning that nobody in this train could have taken this purse without me seeing, except the couple who sat down and kept quiet. Now, they've got this big bag where they could have just stuffed it in there. Ne? And now I'm like hesitating, and I'm like, wait, this is not possible. If this bag had fallen to the floor, it would be on the floor. So she asked them in Spanish. She's like, hi, did you guys take their purse? They're like, no. She's like, no, but she was sitting right there. Like literally a minute before you guys got onto the train, she moved, her purse was there. They're like, no. They start doing this, no. And I'm looking at them and I'm like, these motherfuckers. Like now I'm pissed because I'm like, why are they already getting so scared? Everybody I asked them, have you seen the purse? They're like, no, me no see purse, like whatever. And then they ask me what was in it. So I lie and I say, my passport was in there. My passport was in that purse. I need that purse. I don't care what you're taking. Oh, and I also had 1,000 euros in there. One thing about your fave. I'm like, sorry, tell them I need my purse. It's got my passport inside. Like, no me pasaporta. Me compran para pasaporta. They're like, no, me no. So now I'm getting pissed. And I'm like, hey, this bag. Now I'm talking in English. I'm looking at Frank and I'm like, this bag did not fall to the floor. Nobody in here, everybody else didn't have big luggage. Everybody had like a small little carriage bag. Somebody had like a bag, like a leaning over bag like this. But these people were in this train before I got in. They hadn't moved. There was no up and down. There were no toilets that I saw. No one was going up and down. No one was going to a carriage, to the next carriage. Nobody moved. It was just this elderly couple who came in and sat where I sat, and then they started getting nervous. So then I got pissed. You know what I did? Hey, here's Naledi. Hey, Naledi! Hey, Maguwe. Now I can see they're already. I'm like, where are the police? Does this train have cameras? Call the policia. I'm like, policia. Because I'm like, I cannot lose my passport in a train where no one has gotten in and out since this elderly couple sat down. And ever since this elderly couple sat down, my purse is missing. My purse is missing. And none of you motherfuckers finna get out until I get my motherfucking purse. Y'all can bet your bottom dollar on that shit. Now I'm pissed. Now I'm livid. You know what I do? I go to them and I'm like, open your bag. I tell this girl in Spanish and I'm like, tell them to open their bags. It's like, what? No, they say they didn't take it. They didn't see or sit down. I'm like, hey baba, open this bag now. I'm like, open your bag. I'm like, tell them to open their bag. I am not finna go out in Spain like this. I'm like, open your bag. Now I can see Frank looking at me and saying, girl, what you doing? And I'm like, whoa, open this bag. The dad, he's terrified. Now he's opening the first bag, ne? And then he just shows the top where I can see like it's food, my snacks. So me, I want to say, take out everything so I can see that there's nothing in this bag, because there ain't no way. You guys are the only two people who came in and out of here. Somebody has that purse, and that somebody is in here. Just before, as I'm about to say, mama, because the mama is shaking. She's shaking now. As I'm about to say, open your bag. This lady's like, no, there's also cameras in the train. I'm like, oh, cameras, policia, perfect. Then I tell her to tell them in Spanish, we're gonna go to the police now, because my passport is in there. I would never do that. My passport is in there, and therefore I need them niggas arrested. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm gonna stop bleeding. I put myself, it's not a nice feeling. Anyway, this girl tells me, no, there's cameras in the train. There's cameras in the train, and there's cameras outside on the train station. So when you get to where you're going, you can alert the authorities. You can go open a case. They will arrest them. I'm like, you know what? Tell them in Spanish. As in, like, she tells them in Spanish. I'm like, tell them, okay, we're gonna go to the police. We're gonna open a case. Because now I'm just pissed off. Like, dude, if I lose my bank card, I can't thingy. I have to cancel the card. I had to cancel the card while we were on the train. I had to cancel the card, and essentially I had to just send money to Frank the whole time. If I wanted to buy anything, if I was paying for lunch at that time, if I wanted to buy for my parents, I had to send to his bank card, and then we had to use his bank card. So do you understand how annoying that was? I couldn't even use Apple Pay, bro. Because if I used Apple Pay, the card would still be active. You know what I mean? And then that means they can tap my card. Cool, fine. Hi, okay, so eventually the next stop gets there. And now, bear in mind, the stops are so, like, every 5 to 7 minutes, there's a new stop. This is all happening in a space of 5 to 7 minutes. I'm whiling, because they didn't get off the first stop, so they got off the second one. So that's 14 minutes of me whiling. Not like whiling like, yeah, you gotta fuck us. I was like, what is going on? Why am I losing my card in Spain? You guys are stealing my passports? Start fake crying in the train, you know? Now Frank is like, yeah, come on guys, you can't just up and lose a passport. Like, just give us the passport back. I'm like, tell them in Spanish, they can take everything, just give me my passport. Because that is theft, and I'll be stuck in this country. So now I'm crying for like the dramatic effects. Now I'm crying. Frank is also, yo, no, come on, guys, come on. You know, guess what? The next stop, that elderly couple conveniently gets out. They got in on the other stop. The first stop passes. This stop, the 14 minutes between this and this, they get out. They run up the escalators quickly with their stuff. Okay, now I'm pissed because we never checked that lady's bag. Now I'm angry, I'm sear, I'm sour. I'm thinking of all the things I lost. Look guys, a bank card is a bank card, you know what I mean? But like, I hate losing stuff. I'm not the type to lose things. So when I do, it frustrates me. It makes me so angry at myself. I become so like, So we got to Barcelona, fine Plaza de Catalunya. We have a great time. You know, I try obviously to forget about it, but you guys could see in my vlog how much it frustrated me. But I was in Barcelona, you know what I mean? My card was cancelled, and also my card being cancelled kind of played as like a little like blessing in disguise, because nafuthi-ke bengisengibhore ezinye izinto eSouth Africa before ndifika apha oko. So man ndifika, I was like, good shot, cha. You know, so I was just like, it's fine. My card is cancelled. I've got money. If I need to send money, I'll send money. It's fine, whatever the case may be. Send money, whatever the case may be. Fine, we go out that day, go to have a good time, get drunk off sangria. I wake up, so we go back to the hotel. That's fine. Early the next morning, like early the next morning, at around like 8 o'clock in the morning, we get a call from the hotel. So like, you know when you're in the hotel and the phone rings, and you know, like, it's downstairs at the desk. I almost said desktop. Downstairs at the desk. So I'm like, And they're like, hi, are you speaking to Miss Mallela? And I'm like, that's me. What it do, baby? What it do, baby? What up, baby? I actually want to take one of my friends overseas next year. Y'all already know which one I'm talking about. I think me and Ling deserve like a Naledi takes Europe. Naledi squared takes Europe. You know what I mean? But anyway, they call me at 8 o'clock in the morning and they're like to me, "Hi, Miss Mallela. We just wanted to let you know that your purse has been found and you can retrieve it at whatever this place is where they retrieve lost stuff at the train station." I'm like, what? Now bear in mind, I just blocked my card. There's no unblocking it. Wait, is there no unblocking it? I blocked it from Spain. So now there was no way I could unblock it, or I probably could, but I was just enjoying the fact that I don't need to spend my card and pay all those card fees. But they were like to me, "No, Miss Mallela, they found your purse and it's at the place where people take the lost and found items to the train station." Now, bear in mind, when we got there, we went to the police, we spoke to them. They said in order to do that, we have to open a case, we have to do all this stuff, and we just felt like that was just so tiresome, and it was just going to really dampen our trip, and it was only literally the first proper day we were getting to spend there. So I was just like, nah, fuck it. As long as we haven't lost anything valuable, a bank card is nothing, dude. So they tell me the next day that they found it and we can go retrieve it with all my stuff inside. And how they figured out that it came to me is that when it got to the lost and found, they realized that it was a Marriott card, so Marriott hotels. So they called all the Marriott hotels in Barcelona and they said they was, how did they actually figure out it was me through the Marriott card? That is so strange. Because the card wouldn't have anyone's number on it. Oh, I'm lying, stupid ass. My bank card wasn't there that had the Miss in Mallela, right? So they probably called the Marriotts, all the Marriotts. They asked, is there a resident by the name of in Mallela, Mallela? They checked, they found me at the Marriott Barcelona. They were like, "Okay, dude, all your stuff is there." Then we decided to obviously go and get my purse. Went to get my purse. In my head, I'm thinking, Nah, those niggas stole the 1,300 euros. Oh, by the way, no. I'm thinking obviously they would steal it, ne? The lady on the phone says, everything was there. They retrieved your purse, which had your bank card and your room card, which is how they found out it was you, through your bank card and your details, and it also had your money. Got my money? But yes, your money. Got my money. But yes, Julia's my money. Oh no, that's not Julia's my money. That's Julia's Malema's, dumbass. That's Musi my money. Whatever, dog. Whatever. Like, no, ma'am, they actually found everything is in your purse, including your money and like a little bit of your belongings and your bank card and your room card. But that's essentially what was in your purse. I was like, okay, cool. I went, everything down to the last penny, if they have pennies in Europe, was in that bag. Manditi, everything. Everything, oh, everything masala, everything masala, a boyfriend, oh, a girlfriend, everything was in my purse, everything. They didn't even take the money, everything. So now what we think happened, Frank and I, we think that we scared them to a point where when they heard police, they were like, ain't no way, boy, ain't no way we're getting caught up in this bullshit. They were like, nah, Miss Mamos, we ain't gonna caught up in this. So I think us kind of mentioning the police kind of scared them into realizing that what they're doing is not okay, which in all honesty is really not okay. But us kind of really pushing it that far helped them kind of give it to authorities. Because even when we got to the place, oh, by the way, another little piece of information, how I knew it was them. When we got to the place, normally when someone finds the lost and found, like, they will say, hey, I found this purse, whatever. And then when you get there, you ask, like, who actually found it? You know, and someone can say, oh, no, man, this guy just brought it in, We're like, who found it? They're like, no, we don't know. This was found in a train. This wasn't in the train when everybody got off at Plaza de Catalunya. This bag was not in the train. So who gave it to you guys? You know, like someone can say, oh no, it was a couple that gave it to us. This cute couple was very worried. They saw this. Because the thing is, you wouldn't find it on the side of the platforms. So are you telling me that the person that gave it and you guys wouldn't even take it in to see? Because what if that person is a stalker of mine? Like, guys, in Europe, out of all the things that you're doing, the one you can't be doing is not reporting who found it. I'm like, come on, guys. If I'm gonna say, hey guys, I found this phone, and they're like, oh hey, who found my phone? Oh no, it was a young lady. So I'm waiting for them to say, oh no, it was a young elderly couple. They're like, oh no, we don't know. Oh, we don't know. God. And then I was like, how do you not know? How does it work? How does like it actually work? Like, oh no, we don't know who dropped this. I'm like, okay, it could be possible that maybe from the authorities there to they wouldn't know. But now I was so determined to know who gave this bag to them, because I know for a fact this bag didn't get lost. It was stolen. Daitati malam oko daisela no. Then I told my dad, oh, I found it. He's like, oh, but it's blocked. Like, I found my bank card, it's blocked. He's like, but don't lose your passport, Naledi, you'll be stuck there. And I think that was my experience of traveling by myself. I think my dad and I are very paranoid. So my dad was like, please, your passport, dude, like, you'll be stuck there, da, da, da. And I was like, no, Papa, I hear you. Cool. And I think losing my bank card was a clear indication of how reckless I was in terms of safeguarding my things. Like, I'd rather take a backpack, like be a backpacker type of thing, as opposed to taking a little purse, whatever. Or like, the thing is, Frank obviously had a backpack, but I should have put that thing in his backpack, as opposed to just carrying it all willy-nilly, thinking like, you know, I'm in a movie that was directed by Woody Allen. Like, who the hell do I think I am? You know what I mean? But it was such an amazing experience nonetheless. It was so amazing. I can't wait to go back there. I'm definitely going back to Spain. I just have to. Like, next summer, I'm going to Spain again. This time I want to go to like Ibiza. Like, I really want to go to a lot of other parts of Spain, like Mallorca, you know, things. I just really want to like experience parts of Spain, because Spain is great. Their food isn't that great, but I definitely would say a summer in Europe is definitely in the cards for me next year. And I'm really hoping this time I can do it with my sister, book us business class and everything, guys. Please just wait for me to be a millionaire, babe. But anyway, guys, that is it. That is the end of the story. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Comment down below and let me know, do you think the elderly couple took it, or do you think other people took it? But let's be really honest, y'all know the elderly couple took it. But guys, I'm gonna call it the end of the story time. It is definitely, what time is it? It's going on midnight, as you can see. It's definitely going on midnight. I have to get an early morning. I'm definitely going to record some more tomorrow. But until then, your ultimate favorite signing out. I'm done with the story time of today, and I will see you guys in my next story time.